this wonderful hive that we're in. It really feels like a hive. It just feels really cozy and secure. And it's funny, I was just in Congo last week, and we were training staff who are going to run the City of Joy. The City of Joy will be run purely by the Congolese, only the Congolese. It's owned by them, it's operated by them. And this wonderful trainer had come from San Francisco to work on trauma and healing. And she was training the staff, and it was just so, the whole process was so moving. Because here are all these extraordinary Congolese women, each one of them has been through, just when we did storytelling, and just the stories people told just randomly that would have killed most people weren't even fazed by. You know what I mean? And at one point we just did this whole thing on what would it mean to be safe. You know, because the City of Joy is a community that, it's a new community. We're creating a new world. And it's a community that will be for women who have survived gender violence. And where women will come to heal, and where it's kind of like the B.Hive. I mean, I'm just thinking about it, but where women will come to heal, where they'll be trained, where there's going to be every kind of capacity there. From Google just donated a tech center, so there'll be all these computers. There's going to be huge fields that women will plant. There's going to be a radio station. There's going to be judicial rights. There's going to be theater, art, dancing, and Donna Karen's coming to develop a product that the women can sell in the world. And what we really want to do is create a new world where women turn their pain to power. And we get to invent it. You know, it's like amazing. We were sitting in the room and realized there's nobody above us. Like, we're it. We get to create this community. And to just sit and hear women talking about what they would want this world to be and what safety is. And when I walked in here, I thought, this is just the world they described. It would be a place where you weren't under threat, where you could relax and breathe and know you weren't going to be raped or murdered, where you could go to sleep at night and you weren't worried about the voices in the dark, where you could trust, you know, where you could reach your arms out and not feel like someone was going to hurt you, where you could grow, where you could. So when I walked in here today, I thought, oh my God, it's like the world is so interconnected, and I'm in a particularly emotional place today, seeing everybody, and having just survived. It's good. Having just survived 7 months of a battle with cancer, and I'm not saying this in a self-pitying way at all, because I'm very grateful to the cancer. It opened my heart more than it was open before. It made me much more connected to the world in ways that I never dreamed of being connected. And I'm so profoundly grateful to be alive. And everything's a miracle. Everything, you know, like walking in here and looking at the little Be Still garden and seeing Karine and seeing Fiona and seeing everyone. So I'm in an incredible, energetic, and grateful place, and a very different place than I used to be. In that I get the preciousness of everything in a way that I didn't get it before. And I think being in the Congo, particularly this last trip, was really profound because, you know, I think when I was there the last years that I've been there, and been at the hospital where over 300 women have been raped and are suffering incredible fistula and reproductive destruction, and I was very removed from their experience, or let's put it this way, I was as close as I possibly could be without being inside the experience. And I had uterine cancer, and I oddly had a very similar, I don't think it's odd because I think we're all completely connected to each other, we take in each other, but I actually had fistula as part of what happened in my body, and I had a very similar operation to what the women have when they get raped and massively raped. So when I was with the women at the City of Joy this time, I was in the experience. I was no longer outside the experience. And it was very profound. I just felt like I am now in this struggle in a way that I will never be outside this struggle. And I really believe that liberating and supporting and helping the women of Congo find their power and their way is core to the world. It's not just the Congo. The Congo is the heart of the world. It's the heart of the world. And if we allow the primary source of life in the Congo, which is women and girls, to be destroyed, it's like the power center of the world. It's the heart of the world. It's being destroyed. And if we can find a way to resurrect it and find a way to support women to come into their voices and into their power, then that will spread energetically, because everything's connected to everything, you know? So I'm so happy to be here today, and so happy to be here with every person in this room who's doing such amazing work, and continues to do amazing work over the years and years and years of struggle, whether it's a new organization where you're raising funds in a time and that seems impossible but isn't, you know, and or whether it's young women who are doing amazing work, or it's B, who I've known since 2, who's here today to read a monologue.